prepare yourself for practice of allowing feelings to evolve again to the natural way of being allowed to flow and evolve the way they need to allow themselves to be, so they can serve the purpose of being emotionally capable of expressing. The whole practice consists of me suggesting certain feelings to be felt, and my beginning question to you will be, could you allow yourself to feel? To understand this better is that mind usually decides what it's going to allow the feelings to do or feel and what not. In this particular practice, we're going to consciously bypass this limiting mechanism that the mind has evolved to a great. And so practice will begin like this. I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to say yes, because you understand what is coming and why we're doing this. We're simply allowing the emotional and feeling body to grow in a way of expanding, which is the natural way of being. It's expansion, expression, giving and sharing, and also fulfillment, which comes from fulfillment. You fully feel everything now. And so we begin with what appears to be as a positive expression of feeling. So for example, I say, could you allow yourself to feel serenity? And you simply say yes. As I said, we're going to override the decision mechanism and give feelings a complete freedom to be whatever it suggests for them to be for the time being. You simply say yes. And what you will see and notice is that you will feel a subtle shift in feeling immediately expressing itself. So could you allow yourself to feel serene? You say yes. And immediately notice what happens to you. The serenity immediately begins to manifest as a feeling. When you feel this subtle expansion, I'm going to ask you the next question. And the next question is, could you allow yourself to feel this more, or allow it more? This is completely effortless, because all we are doing is suspending the control. could you allow it even more? And you say, yes. And you will see that it instantaneously allows more of this expression, more of this feeling, which we're not necessarily accustomed doing. In a later practice, I'm going to call out feelings that are not necessarily positive or desirable. However, you will become increasingly aware that when you actually allow any feeling without resistance, it becomes quite pleasurable in a way. It becomes a flow. So even if I dive into deeper end and begin to use expressions like unhappy or vague or humorless or depressed, when you say yes, you will allow the flow of expression. When feelings allow the expression, they are no longer locked in a prison under mind's control and begin to evolve. There might be a time where the feeling becomes too much. Even so, it's quite beautiful. It becomes overwhelmingly beautiful. In that case, just allow yourself to find a sweet spot where that feeling feels good. And just keep allowing it to flow until it's fully expressed, rather than depressed or suppressed. Begin. Could you allow yourself to feel calm? And just say automatically, yes. And now that you feel this feeling of calmness, could you allow yourself to feel it more? And you say, yes. And could you allow yourself to feel this feeling of calmness even more? And you say, yes. I'm going to move to the next feeling. Could you allow yourself to feel glowing? When you say yes or okay. And as soon as you said that, if you allow yourself to feel, you will feel this tiny, subtle feeling of glow. Could you allow this feeling of glow even more? And even more. For some of you, could you allow it, that feeling, way, way more? Also make sure you feel this feeling in your feet, in your legs, in your torso, in your arms, and in every cell of your being. Glow. you say yes. And as you give it permission to be so, so it is. Hence the word Amen, so be it. And then could you allow yourself to feel loving? And you say, yes. And could you allow this loving feeling even more? And you say, yes. And even more. Yes. And could you allow yourself to feel highly optimistic? And say yes. Notice that each word creates a slightly different quality of expression. But ultimately, you will realize that feeling is a feeling, no matter what it is. And it's either expressed and allow it to move, or not. This time I'm going to drop deeper into a feeling less on a positive side, like could you allow yourself to feel closed? Say yes. This could be quite easy because closure is well practiced expression. This time we're giving it a positive because we're allowing ourselves to be closed. Closed even more. And even more. And you say yes. And what you might notice that it's not a bad feeling to have. If it doesn't have opposition, it could feel quite pleasant. And could you allow yourself to feel stubborn? Say yes. Could you allow yourself to feel stubborn even more? We say yes. And even more? Yes. And now we go even deeper. Could you allow yourself to be spiteful? And you say, yes. Just Just notice if you're opposing it or allowing it. Could you allow yourself to be feeling this feeling even more? And you say yes. And you feel it in your feet, your legs, your torso and your arms. And allow it more and more. Now, allow yourself to feel a feeling of separation, like separation from God. Yeah, it's an actual feeling that we feel when we're not connected. The truth is, we're disconnecting from ourselves, and therefore we think we've separated from others or the universe or God. So let's allow that one. Could you allow yourself a feeling of separation? Just say yes. It's one of those that we are trying to get rid of, possibly the most. Not wanting to feel that separation and only unity. So allow yourself to feel that feeling of separation. What do you say? Yes. And allow that feeling to actually reveal to you and show you what it truly is. And then maybe it's not such a bad feeling if you allow it or love it. Notice how those two words, allow it and love it, are quite similar in a way. Allowing is more loving something, embracing, becoming one with, or at least allowing it to be what it is. And then allow that feeling even more. Yes. And even more than that. Yes. And even more than that. Beautiful. Self to feel depressed. To say yes. Notice if you have resistance. And just bypass it this time. Just allow yourself to feel depressed. And could you allow this feeling of depression even more and more? Yes, and more. And also, could you allow yourself to feel numb? Just say yes. And so on. You can continue practicing any feeling that you might not have been able to as yet fully expressed because of the judgment system that's running your thought patterns when it comes to emotions or feelings that were previously judged as undesirable and give them a full expression. So I'll leave you to practicing. For as long as you desire to do so. Begin by saying, could I allow myself to feel? Just notice any feeling or emotion that comes to you is the perfect one to be practiced. And allow it to take you places you did not expect that might feel so good. Just remember to say yes. To say yes to feelings.